I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I feel good, and I just needed a few more days to rest up. It was a game time decision, and I went out there and didn't feel good. I was lightheaded and had a little headache, so I just decided that it'd be best if I didn't play. So I feel good today. Yesterday and today I felt great, so I'm excited.
How much of that was your decision, just being like, hey, I got to make sure I take care of, because with concussions, obviously, that's a big thing right now.
I mean, it was all my decision. I passed all the tests, and so really they couldn't tell me that I couldn't go. And so it just throughout the week my symptoms came back, and I didn't feel good, and just talked to my family and my teammates, and I just felt like I shouldn't go.
How hard was it to be on the sideline for that particular game?
It was probably the hardest thing that I've done, just because it was, I decided not to play, and it was hard. It was hard not playing and being out there with my guys.
Did it make it that much harder seeing the success Houston had offensively?
Yeah, but I think more than that, just being out there with the guys that I train with and play with, it was just hard seeing them out there without me.
How much more fun is it going to be to get back then for Boise if you're feeling good now?
Yeah, it's going to be extremely fun. It's going to be a good atmosphere with a good team, and I haven't played for 2 games, so I'm really excited and anxious to get out there.
Have you guys looked at what Houston was able to do to kind of gash it for some of those big plays and how to fix some of those holes? Yeah,
we definitely evaluated and saw what they had done, and it was basically all on us and just assignment mistakes. So we're doing what we can to fix those things, and we're hoping that those big plays won't happen again.
What's Boise going to
do? They run a lot of plays, and they've been successful at it. So we're expecting to see it pretty similar to Utah State and the tempo like Houston. They could run. I think they had a game they ran over 100 plays. So they have an up-tempo team, and they have good players and a good scheme. So
they've got a quarterback that you don't have a whole lot to look at. What do you see as far as Grant Hedrick goes?
He's a Division I quarterback, and the film that I've seen on him is a good athlete. I think he rushed for like 140 yards against Nevada, and we're expecting to see a good quarterback, and that's what we're preparing for. So that's what we expect when we go out and play him on Friday.
Craig, talk about their offensive scheme. What kind of scheme do they run? I think Houston ran a very similar offensive scheme to what you see here at BYU, but talk about Boise State's offensive scheme. What do they do well?
Yeah, well, just like I said, they're doing them. It's similar to Utah State, and it's a little different than last year just because they're running a lot more up-tempo, and they run a lot of gadgets. You see within the 30 yards in, they run a lot of trick plays, and they do different formations and just stuff like that. So, yeah.
Greg, this notion that you have to start on special teams before you start on offense or defense, how do the players like that kind of philosophy the Bronco has?
We like it. It's special teams. Like me personally, I love punt, and that's what I'm on. I'm on punt and punt return, and I love being on punt. It's a chance to go down there and make a play, and it's huge to the success of our team. And so, I think that everyone's buying into it and has bought into it, and that's why we've had success on a lot of our special teams.
You just like having another excuse to hit somebody.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Speaking of which, will this concussion, will that slow you down at all in that aspect of your game? Or?
No, it won't. And that's another reason. That was a factor in me not playing, is because I was hesitant in my decision of playing, and so I'm not the type of player that's going to go out there and just go half-heartedly, or when it comes to making a play or a big hit, I'm not going to back down. And so I wanted to make sure that I was on the field and was able to help my team and not hold anything back, and so that's not going to be a factor.
You mentioned those trick plays. Do you like going up against a team that's going to try and fool you and try and do some of those tricky things?
I don't know if I necessarily like it, but I'm not scared of it, and I don't think anyone on our defense is. Those things happen. Like the coach at Boise State's a good coach, and he's been running different plays for a long time, and so it's exciting to go against that. You just have to prepare really well and expect those things to happen.
7-6 loss last year. This year, Coach Benahal said that the offenses might be a little bit more different this year, maybe a little bit more scoring this year. What would it mean to you to send these seniors out, having beat Boise State this time at Loveller Stadium this year?
It'd be big, especially, for the seniors, but especially for the goals of our team this year is winning at home. And unfortunately, we lost to Utah at home, but we still have a chance to go out there and play on our home field and win. And so I mean, it's going to be big for our seniors, but more importantly, it's going to be big for our team and the goals that we have for the rest of the season.